I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Guilt. All right.
No
This is
guilt on my
XX
part.
Howling XX.
This is Cobalt.
This is Anacule.
And this is Geek No Bullshit. This is our podcast on this gorgeous April day. And we still don't care. Before we get into the topic of discussion, which is our spring initial thoughts about anime, some news that just broke is that Overlord has been cleared to start its season 3. So we will be getting Overlord season 3. Now, this isn't news to anyone else. Everyone loves Overlord and what Overlord brought to the table. This is just a side note for the audience and me. Okay? So this is what we doing, Studio Madhouse? This is what we doing? We're gonna completely, quickly greenlit Overlord, but I'm still waiting on Drifters. Is what we doing? Is what we doing? Is that what we doing? I still ain't got even an iota of news about Drifters. But soon as it's been a week after the final episode of this season premiere, and it's already greenlit. What the fuck?
I will say this, though. Keep in mind, Drifters, done by the exact same person that did Hellsing, right? Think about how long Hellsing Ultimate took.
Okay.
Dude, and now granted, it was 10 episodes and they were like 45 minutes each and the animation was gorgeous. I'll say that. So,
Of course
it would take longer, but it's the same kind of thing.
But it's like, give me a hint of that pussy. Something. Give me a hint when this is coming out. Like,
God.
I just need a hint.
No. They're just teasing you. That's what they
I need a
always do.
hint. I need a hint.
Oh my God.
I just need some help. I need some Jesus.
That boy some milk.
I need some milk. All right. So
Let's get started on this.
we're going to get started on our initial thoughts of the spring 2018 anime season, starting with My Hero Academia, the 3rd season.
Why?
He's not saying why because it's the 3rd season. He's saying why was the first episode just a recap episode.
You need to elaborate instead
No,
of...
because I mean that's what you did when we were analyzing one episode before. You just kept on going why. Well, hey, this is my why back to you, Howling.
Okay.
Explain it to me, because right now this should be an OVA.
Right.
Should not have been the first episode.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to commit sin. I am behind on My Hero Academia. I've seen none of season 2 at all, and I haven't even started season 3.
Heathen.
So you may burn me at the stakes if you want. That's fine. This
He's
conversation
on an
between
anime
y'all.
podcast, guys.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I've seen everything else. Fuck. I'm trying. I'm busy.
So you watch trash and don't watch the main show.
But I gotta watch trash or we won't have content. Just
He
saying.
watches trash, so we got something to bitch about.
Exactly. We gotta. Oh. Speaking of, we'll get to that later. Never mind. So our next one is Food Wars season. Go ahead.
I enjoyed it.
First off, his hand's up so damn fast. Like he's the only one eating. He's eating right now, and he's stopped teasing us with his food long enough to put his hand up.
I'm the only one eating, by the way, guys. These fools don't know what they're missing. This is like the best cornbread and jambalaya ever.
Shut up, Anacule.
Yeah.
Shut up, Anacule.
But anyways,
But Food Wars.
I did like it. I really enjoyed it. It was a good way to start off the season. They finalized a conflict between two characters.
Okay.
And they showed a flashback story on his teacher was actually the reason why his nemesis fell in love with food.
Ah. So it's good. So it's good development.
It was very good. I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna trust you on that.
And we're gonna leave it at that because again, that's another show I'm trying to catch up on.
Yep, that's fine.
Don't just give me a second. Now, the next one, 7 Deadly Sins.
Hell yeah. Oh, I love Sin so much. Oh, this season is so good. I'm like current in the manga right now, and I'm really just I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and it's so good, and I love it so much.
Good. I'm glad something doing something right, because our next entry
Oh god,
is Tokyo Ghoul Re.
I have not seen it yet.
I
I've not
have.
seen the
I have. What the fuck, Tokyo Ghoul? What the fuck? Okay, just walk you through a couple steps here. Step number one that fucks with me with this read. Okay. He is now the head of a squad called the Quarks or something like that. Don't shoot me in the comments. I can't remember their name because it sounds too close to My Hero Academia, and I'm still catching up. So,
Sparks.
so it's something like that,
Sparks.
and they're half ghoul, half human,
right?
like
Kake. Kaneki.
That's what I said.
You said whatever.
Well, you'll understand why I called him that in a minute.
Okay.
Just wait till the comments show up.
See, because at least I didn't call him Sauce. One of them calls him Sauce. Like he's got recruits under him, and they call him Mr. Sauce. First off, if that don't
like
sound like a
badass,
porn name,
I was about to say, did it turn into a hentai?
if it don't sound like a porn name to you, I swear to God,
Mr. Sauce.
Mr.
Wow.
Sauce.
Is he dark skinned?
He's
No,
not.
dude,
He's like
have you seen Kaneki? He is pale AF, dude.
he is pale. And all right, so basically the guy inside, so the dude I liked, the dude that got tortured and came out as a prolific badass after his torture session with the
Jason looking.
with the Jason looking dude in the what's 1,000 minus 7 and snapping his fingers. That guy is locked behind. It's like he's got a split personality disorder, and the stronger version of him is locked behind the weaker version of him.
It's basically like amnesia, right? Like that's the kind
Basically.
that's kind of the guys that they're going under here, and
It's basically,
and see that's
but bitch, like
oh no,
he's a-
I don't disagree with
He's
you.
a bitch ass nigga, and he knows the other dude is a G, and he won't let him take over, cause he's like, I'm afraid I'm gonna lose everything. It sounds like a bad Linkin Park song on repeat every 15 minutes within the show.
Dude, it's just
Like all you hear is like every time he's on screen, crawling in my skin. That's all you hear.
it's just one of those narrative writing choices that they just decide to go with. That they like. One of my friends is current in the manga, and she absolutely loves Tokyo Ghoul. Like Kaneki is her baby. Like, and I hear about this all the time, and it's just. You know, like she was really pissed about how the way that they handled this.
It's not handled well.
It's just because it's poorly narratively written. Anytime you use amnesia as an excuse for anything, you aren't trying.
But
hard
here's the
enough.
thing. It's not clear that he has amnesia. The point is, the actual voice of the original guy is in his head. And it's like, hey, you're not strong enough to beat him. Looks like you need to let me out.
You know, that makes me think of Full Metal Alchemist and Greed.
Thank you. It's like, you need to let me out. And the guy clearly knows that there's two versions of him. So it's not amnesia as much as they gave him a split personality disorder and then just left the good personality out. Because the personality he currently is a bitch. Like throughout the first 2 episodes, which 2 episodes of it is out, he's like a bitch throughout the whole fucking thing. But like Tokyo Ghoul Re, I gave you 2. I'm gonna give you another one. Fix your shit.
We're making progress. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one just because for the sake of
Sword
time.
Art. We're gonna go to Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale. That's continuing, not new.
Okay.
All right. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. Who's seen it?
No.
I've seen it.
I've
Watched
seen it.
No.
And the only thing I've got to say about this is one thing. First off, the little bunny girl is actually controlled by a woman.
Yeah.
And I figured this out at the end of this. We all figured this out
Yeah,
at the end of the episode.
they reveal it at the very end. Yeah.
At the end of the episode. There's one thing I must say, and you can have the rest of it. I didn't think anything about this episode so far. To me, I'm like trying to blank my mind that this is not Kirito, this is not Kirito, this is not Kirito. And the part that fucks me up is, why do you call a sword art online? There's not one sword. But again, this is Alex nitpicking with nitpicking.
It's just the name brand.
Right, it's just the brand. So I'm like, all right, fine. Now I know you saw her, so stick with me on this one.
I'm staying here.
Any-
I'm waiting.
Anybody would have fucked that bitch with the iced tea? I would have fucked the shit out of her with the iced tea. Like, she
I
was
don't really
thick.
remember that much.
She was thick.
Okay.
That's all
Moving on.
That's all I wanted to
The
say. She was
episode
thick.
great. So the whole premise of the first episode. Do you plan on watching it, Howling at all? Or sorry, Cobalt. Sorry,
Dude,
I'm getting used to
do
actually.
you see how different we are?
I'm getting used to your alternative.
He is a
name.
big black man. I am a skinny tan man. Like,
I'm glad you said
Skinny
tan.
tan man.
skinny tan man.
Done.
Do you plan on watching that at all?
Dude, no.
Okay, so the whole premise of the first episode is they face a pro team.
Mm-hmm.
And this little bunny girl, it just reminds me of like some 12-year-old kid facing against some 12 or like some actual pro gamer and just beating the shit out of them. So it reminded me of my young days, when I was a 14, 13-year-old pissant kid and just fighting, older people. I'm just like, okay, I enjoy it just for that nostalgia part. I don't know how the rest of the season is going to go, but I enjoyed the first episode just because of that.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I
There's
saw
nostalgia.
that. And I saw that part. And the part was, I was like, man, that little girl beating the shit out them dudes.
I know.
I'm gonna give her some props. Then she turned out to be a sexy ass MILF serving iced tea, and I gotta take some of that credit
the
back.
thing was,
I gotta take some of that credit back.
She was using the people that she defeated as shields. So she'd kill one guy, use him as a shield, flip over to the other guy that she just killed, use him as a shield, and kept on doing that on a full squad. I was like, oh my god.
So yeah, it was impressive what happened. But I'm gonna take points away from her because she's a lonely 35-year-old chilling around a bunch of kids. Though she is thick, like her sexiness gets some of her points back because she thick.
Let me ask you
But
this, Howling.
she's like 35. She's like 35. You're a middle-aged housewife. What else you got to do?
Well, we don't know if she's single or not. I mean, she could be married. She could have kids.
Even if she's
All right. I'm gonna bring us
We're gonna
back
move.
here.
Let's go.
We're drifting a little
Let's go.
too much.
We're gonna move.
Next one.
We can do High School DxD Hero. I watched the first episode of. I don't know what to think of it yet. I don't have enough.
It's high school DxD. You plan on seeing a little bit of action and some titties. That's what else.
Pretty much. That's what I saw, and my wife was like, "Fan service much?"
I watched 5 minutes and then I was like, I'm bored.
I
I skipped.
DxD is a lot of people's guilty pleasure. I've never really gotten into it.
All right, so we're moving right on to the next one.
Next,
Steins Gate Zero.
Haven't had a chance.
not gonna give it a
planning-
chance.
No.
I was planning on it last night.
Let me. No, don't move. Hold on. You're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to me, world. Pay attention. Because I hope to God you guys never do this. You want to know what watching Steins Gate Zero is like? Let me explain it. Watching Steins Gate Zero is like seeing an ex you broke up with. Now, you broke up with her, y'all were on okay terms when y'all broke up. Y'all weren't mad at each other, y'all left, right? But then she comes to you, a couple months later, she's doing a little worse. Her new boyfriend ain't doing as good. He's not as hot, and she's lost her job and all that shit like that. And she's like, why did we break up? Why did we do this to each other? We love one another.
That situation sounds familiar.
It's that type of situation. Because, all right, so in Steins Gate, you see a lot of familiar faces. they bring back almost everyone that you're used to. Everybody that you're used to is right there with you. Right there with you the entire way through. And then it happens. You see the guy that you were missing, your homeboy that you was missing. And guess what happens from there? He's not the same as you remember him. So one of the biggest draws of Steins Gate was the crazy lab coat doctor guy. The way he Kiyoma. Thank you. Kiyoma. And the way he carried the show. For the first couple of episodes of the show, he carried it. His outlandish behavior, his thoughts of being an evil villain, the way he presented himself.
Oh, dude, he carried the whole show. Like, through the psychological trauma that he had to go through with everything. All the time looping.
But he carried it for the first couple of episodes. Here, they mute him. He's going through the psychological, but he's now jumped through so many timelines, he doesn't remember which one he's in and which one is real. So they're now all overlapping, and all of the same people are in the same timeline, but they do different things. So it freaks him out in points of point A to point B to point B to point C. So now one of the girls says, hey, my future is fucked up. It's fucked up. I need you to help me. And instead of being this outlandish one that I expected him to be, he's now so beat down, broken, and bruised that he doesn't want to go back and help her. He doesn't want to go through it anymore and help her. So don't get me wrong. I can understand the psychological twist. I can understand how it dives deeper into his psyche of what that is.
I see what you're saying. So what you're saying is you can understand how he got to that point, but without seeing that character development in the middle, it basically doesn't hold up.
It does. I understand it, and they make it real clear that he's been through some shit. Mm-hmm. But that's all he is now. He's all he is now is that old army guy with the one arm that sits down and tell you, I've been through some shit. I've seen some stuff, man, and some things.
He becomes that grizzled old stereotype.
I wouldn't recommend it.
That reminds me of Tropical Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Yes, Tropic Thunder with Robert Downey Jr.
And Jack Black.
Yes.
But that's what he is in this show now. He's just I've been through some things and some stuff, man. It's not good, man.
Okay, well.
And that's all he is. And the charm of him is gone. And the rest of the cast is now mute too, because now whenever they...
So who talks? You just said everyone is muted.
Exactly.
So who talks?
And because no one talks, the show is boring. Because when it comes down to it, if they say anything that reminds him of what happened, they all shut the hell up. They're trying not to trigger
that awkward
him.
Silence type.
Yeah, they're trying not to trigger him. And it happened several times during the show. And I'm like, what the fuck? Our happy-go-lucky band of people have now turned into a bunch of fucking mutes. It's Mewtwo on a daily.
Bro, we kind of already anticipated this.
No, but seeing it in action, like, it's different when you see it. Like, it's like, you know who got this right? South Park. It's like watching Indiana Jones get raped.
Oh my! I know what you're talking about.
Like Steins Gate was the show that made me love anime. It was fucked up. It was scientific. It had beautiful characters, beautiful casting. No one was ever muted, and everybody had their part to play. Now it's just so fucking mute that it's dead. Like, bruh, oh my god, watching this hurt.
Hey man, key to happiness. Lowered expectations. On to the next one.
Why Taki you nah?
Bro, I don't hurt yourself.
I'm trying, bitch.
Wotaku ni koi wa muzukashi.
Okay.
And I ain't seen this, so...
I have.
haven't seen it either.
I have.
You watched this?
Yes. I told myself I would commit to one slice of life anime because people are like, oh, all y'all do is watch action. You don't watch slice of life.
All right, make it brief because we still got to get to some good
right.
We still got to get the good
We
stuff.
still got to get the good stuff. So, yes. We will get there real soon because I haven't seen anything else other than the next one. All right, so this show is actually pretty good. This show is actually pretty good.
All right.
And it reminds me a lot of you. Yes, that's right, Colbo. It reminds me a lot of you.
Why's that?
Because the dude is attractive. But he doesn't know he's attractive. He doesn't know he's attractive. Yeah, I'm pointing fingers, dude.
All right.
The girl in this show is a lot like our, like a certain somebody that we had as a friend.
No names.
That we had as a friend who just blatantly, outright committed herself to boning you. And
That was not a pleasant experience.
it wasn't.
He was a coworker too.
And that's the same situation. That's the point. That's the point. So as I watched it, I went, who's following Como with a camera? Are they behind his cubicle? Why are they watching this? Like, man, I swear to God, this is you. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's him. That's Como.
Wait, does he take off the glasses and
He
everything?
takes off the glasses and everything.
When he's not actually looking at his screen.
Like he's typing and he gets frustrated at something and he goes, and like takes off his glasses to touch the part, like to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like all you see is like rays of sunshine and birds fly by and Disney songs get sang. And whole time he's not even paying attention to her. He's looking at spreadsheets.
All right. I'll concede.
I gotta watch this now.
What, my life story?
Basically.
Because I don't know your life story.
Basically.
This is news to me.
You were nice.
Oh, wait, you weren't a part of that last year?
No, he wasn't.
No.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay.
No, he wasn't.
All right.
All right, next.
I definitely have.
Persona 5, the animation.
I feel like I can't watch that. It's going to be too real for me.
It will. Persona 5, the animation.
Okay. So I saw it. This is my first interaction with Persona ever.
Same here.
It was interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
You and I must have saw two different.
It was very confusing.
Okay.
The entire episode was very confusing. I liked
I
the
am
very
glad you
beginning,
said-
like
I'm
first
glad
like, few
you
minutes
said that.
was awesome.
I'm glad you said that.
I wasn't confused. And then it got confusing. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know how to feel about this.
I'm so glad you said that because I pointed that fact out to to another colleague that we work with. All right, so Persona 5 animation, there's a trick to it. All right, so here's the trick. The trick is you have to understand how it's put together. There's 3 different worlds thus far. Okay, there's 3 different worlds. The world that you saw, which you wasn't confused by, was them in what we will call, for this demonstration, the Persona world. And I looked all this stuff up after watching the episode. And then I went back through the episode with that knowledge, and it was clearer. Because when you think of it as 3 different worlds, it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense when you think of it as 3 different worlds. When he picks up the app and flings it, he enters a different world. He enters a different world where his persona takes over.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? The word persona takes over. So that's basically what it is. But it's beautiful. Oh, and last little bit of detail, little bit, just gonna knock off this little bit, and then we can move on. The music in that show is good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God. Like, I know the music in the game was good, and I heard from people, like, the music in the game, it could just be its own soundtrack, and matter of fact, it is. Like, the music in the show was beautiful. I was like, oh my God. It sounds like ballroom sexy. It's just like, I want a persona now. I want a persona.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna skip down to the one that we really want to get to. We really want to get to this one. We have a lot to get to, and I'm not even going to announce it. Go ahead, bro.
Megalobox. I'm so
I
happy.
have not seen episode 2 came out yesterday.
Did it? Was it
Well,
yesterday?
I mean, it's showing.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I haven't seen episode 2 yet.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yes.
So it comes out on
But,
Wednesdays.
but,
for us.
but we're going to talk about episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about episode 1.
Gotta make sure, folks.
Okay, we're not going to talk about episode 2. We're going to talk about episode 1.
Oh, man. Dude, for like the first, just this show is
First off,
awesome.
there's no name for stray dogs. Done. That's like a Spike Spiegel line.
Yeah.
Done.
The animation in this show reminded me so much of Bebop, like that noir kind of gritty style to it reminded me so much of Bebop. Like the animation was flawless. It made me just. It was just an absolute joy visually to watch.
Can I eat the animation? Because this shit was delicious.
It was beautiful.
Oh my God.
Beautiful. Like this show just had me so excited. It was like Hajime no Ippo met Cowboy Bebop.
And
And they had like a beautiful child.
like yeah. The art style was there. The music was live. Like whenever it was in still motion. If you don't know, I'm very big in the music. 90% of the shows I get into is because I heard the theme song before I watched the show, and that's how I pick what I watch. Not gonna lie to you, if your theme song ain't popping, I'm not watching. Look, all right. So, Megalobox to me had very good steel music. So when nothing was going on, nothing significant was happening, the music filled the background of it. And it made you, it's kind of like that old classic Bebop feel when he walks into a bar or he's sitting down and there's nothing really happening.
It's just
but
there.
you know how cool it is.
Yeah, it's just it's just got that raw, like it's just style. It's just got that presence about it. It's just
It's like-
we know.
It's like it got swag. It's just so swag.
We know how badass we are, and we're gonna do our best to freaking show you how.
And it's just gonna
like.
and then on top of that, the story wasn't rushed. They didn't rush the story. They made sure
man.
details that
And
we
see-
needed was in there.
And see, this is a story that's been done 1,000 times.
Right.
And it's so simple. But it's like the way it's being presented and written, and then just like the way it's being handled, is just so good. It's so refreshing.
It's so opposite of Tokyo Re. Someone cares about this one. And it's apparent through the way the story is told. Like even the fact, all right, so there's small nuances in the show that if you pay attention to the first episode, you can tell already that our protagonist hates Yuki. That's the champ, right?
Yeah.
And it's subtle nuances. And there's ways you can tell before they even meet that our protagonist does not like him.
Like when they turn off the TV.
Like when he turned off the TV at you.
And see,
I was like, who the hell? Like, don't you want to know who the champion is?
and my thing is I
You
think
must already know.
Exactly. But it's
Now-
storytelling like that.
now it's one of two things. It could be that spoiler warning. It could be that he doesn't like Yuki as the champ. He doesn't like the actual champion, or it could be he's frustrated with the organization and his circumstances. Because Lord knows, like if I was in that position, he doesn't have an ID. He's not technically a legal citizen. Like he's a free person basically.
Correct.
And he may have just been frustrated with the Megalobox organization for his inability to actually compete and being forced to feel like he has to throw underground fights so that he can actually, make a decent living.
Yeah, but for the way he put off one thing, the reason why I say that it's more of because of the champ is because he
Whenever
heard
he-
the entire announcement
And then turned it off.
and
at
then
that
turned
point.
it off at his name.
Okay, yeah, no, I feel
But
that.
according to you, that's making inferences. We can just say he got bored and said,
No.
okay, I gotta do something.
No. When the show gives you that much detail, that's not an inference.
I don't know.
That is not an inference. Because then at the end of the show, when he finally met the champ, in his face, he fell off the bike He fell off his bike. Didn't care about getting insurance money. He could have asked her right then, look, I could have hit you. I almost fell.
I want to be in this tournament.
Can I be in this tournament? Let me get a license. He could have did that. But no, he saw him, and it was instantly on. There was beef from the moment he was seen.
He's like, how does it feel like to have an owner?
Like, yo.
Oh, are you not allowed to do that because your owner said you couldn't? I was like, shots fired! Shots fired! I was like,
Get down. I thought I was watching Megalobox, but we're apparently still watching Sword Art Online Gun Alternative.
But, oh, damn, man. It was just so good. It was so clean. And then this is, again, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the end of the first episode. He gets, the champion shows up at his underground fighting arena.
Correct.
And they're about to just get into away with an underground brawl.
Yes.
And it cuts out, and I was just like, no, I want to see this.
But it's going to be delicious.
It left that big of a cliffhanger
But you
impact
What
on
if
me.
they take
And
all of episode 2 to show that fight?
oh, I would be
That's
happy
fine.
as hell. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. Please do it.
I would be so.
Oh
I would
my
be
God,
so happy
please
with
fucking
that.
do it.
Oh, you kidding me,
Like, give me the whole second episode, just the box.
dude? Yes,
It deserves
so
it.
okay with that
bruh,
fight.
Because, again, Hajime no Ippo would take entire shows to show fights. And we had no problem with it. And this show is probably going to be the exact same way. If it takes an entire episode to show a fight, shoot, even if they split that episode into 2, where, he gets into a trouble or some clam sooner or later here, boom, it's good.
Yeah, easily my number one pick for the season.
Yeah.
My favorite pick, honestly, probably for the year. Like I'm that in love with this thus far.
We definitely gonna have to do like a top 10 anime of the year.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be
But-
I'm gonna be as soon as this concludes. First thing is I'm doing is dropping a review on
Like,
this.
bruh, like it's like, bruh, this is such a done right thing. But we got to keep going. We got to move on. We got a little bit more to cover before we head out here.
We got just a few more minutes. I don't think we need to cover anything
Nah,
further down here.
That one was boring.
Yeah, we're
Dances with Dragons, boring.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run down the word, boring.
yeah. It was.
It has interesting artwork. So, Anakil, you definitely appreciate it. It has interesting artwork. The characters.
It's really like the colors are really muted. It's really dark.
I'm thinking they're going for that, like a dark, gritty, Back in the Future.
It's not working.
It's real supposed to be gritty.
It's not working.
It's supposed to be gritty, but it's also kind of, man. What do I want to? It's not.
And one of the things that got under my skin was one of the things that got under my skin. I'm not even going to talk about the dragon.
I want to talk about the dragon.
I know you want to talk about the dragon.
I'm going to talk about the dragon.
One thing that pissed me off was that the dude with the long purple hair with the big sword. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's kind of stereotypical. That's what happened. Then whenever they get home, their house is just cluttered with those damn dressers and chairs. And he was like, he was like, if you put anything on a chair or put anything inside of a dresser, it robs it of its purpose and beauty. I'm like, shut the hell up! I was like, are we really gonna do this like weird? Like you have some kind of weird hobby or weird collecting thing? Like,
you know how many weird people are in this world?
First off,
dude, I'm aware of it.
No. He's also really religious.
Yeah, like
He's also really religious. So
it got under my skin.
What got me most of all is the fact of the matter is we're gonna talk about the dragon. The number one lure in this thing is that they kill dragons. So I want the fight to be more epic than it was.
Was it a big dragon?
It was a big dragon, but it did nothing.
dude, he was the size of a building.
It did nothing.
It was the size of a building. He didn't move really. Like I
He
think
shot 2 spells. Like, you're not gonna fly. You flew in. You're not gonna fly. You're not gonna jump. Not breathe fire.
he
not gonna
he
crawl.
landed, stood there, shot some fire, and then got his head chopped off like a bitch.
Like, that's it. Like, these dragons are, and almost elite status. It's a B. You ain't explaining the system. How am I supposed to know it's a B? Is it a bitch? Why is it a B? Why can't it be an A, an asshole? Because, that's what we
Wait till
are.
episode 2.
Like, it didn't explain shit.
Yeah. So that one was.
Or then at the
to look
beginning
into it.
explain too much.
Yeah, not.
Go
for
up,
me.
go up, go up. We missed one. Geki. Go down. Go down a little bit.
Bro, what the
little
hell?
more.
What the hell are you looking at?
Geki no Kirito.
Oh,
Kitaro.
I actually
Kitaro.
watched that.
That show is weird as fuck.
It is really weird.
Somebody got high. Hold on. Someone got high. Watched Yu Yu Hakusho and said, I can remake
Oh
that.
my gosh! I was literally like, when he said finger gun, I'm like, Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah! Finger gun! And I just started doing finger guns all the time. Yeah.
Yo, somebody watched Yu Yu Hakusho and got really, really
But
high.
So the cool thing is the original, or the enemy for the first episode was vampire trees. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take on on a different type of vampire than just an actual
All right,
person.
now is this one of those shows that's just weird as hell for the sake of being weird as hell? And
I
funny?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All
it's
right.
going to be.
That tells
But we
me,
can
Like,
keep, we can
it's
keep
gonna
going.
be weird. It's gonna
But-
be, really
That
funky.
tells me everything I need to know about the show.
Now, there's going to be one. I'm going to add this one at the end because it's not on here. But there's one that premiered that of course, I heard the theme song first before anything else. I heard the theme song, and the theme song was popping. So I was like, hey, I got to watch the show. Now, I fell into a trap because the theme song is really, really good. But the show is more like magical boy type shit.
Oh no.
It's Butler X Battler.
Oh, that's not the one I was thinking of. I thought you were about to say like Maho Shoujo Ore or something.
No,
like
no.
That magical girl where the girl turns into that big burly man.
No. It's they're clearly dudes. It's clearly an all dude school, but it's actually interesting because they give you enough detail to reel you in, but not enough to let you know exactly what's going on. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it, and that might be one of my reviews. I think that one's gonna surprise us.
Well, I'm hyped for this season, mostly because of Megalo.
Correct.
Only because of Megalo. But
I'm gonna keep track of the trash. That's prep. Like I'm gonna
taking out the trash.
I'm gonna watch Tokyo Ghoul. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish Stein Gate Zero. I don't know why I'm gonna torture myself
I'll pray
like
for
this,
you.
but I will do it.
Peace be with you. Bro.
But
I'm still watching my Food Wars, man.
Like you got the good side of this. You got the good shit on the side.
All
I'm
right,
like,
well,
man, we just can talk about food
Well,
all day.
that is going to wrap up this episode. We are out of time. Keep up with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be bringing out loads more content in the coming weeks.
And subscribe to us on YouTube.
Drop us a like, leave us a comment. We're happy to discuss, debate, argue.
We argue
mudsling.
in the comments. That's what we do.
Let's go. I'm down. All right, cool. But yeah, we will see you guys next week. This is Cobalt signing off.
This is Howling signing off.
This is Anakil signing off.
Beep.